Share my fare is simply share your ride and share your fare. Okay, the problem is actually well known. It's typically the transportation problem. Either we need to have a car or need to hire a cab or taxi or airport transfer or something like that. It's basically expensive. It's statistically, a car is 23 hours a day. It's just resting somewhere at the auto park and just used for one hour. And second, you can use somehow a public transportation or taxi, which is again expensive. So what we do offer as a service against this problem is to share the resources as much as you can, which might be your taxi you already hired, or airport transfer, or your own car. Okay, we do it internationally. Our product is currently running in 10 different languages, and it's being used as a global system. So we are in search for a global brand solution, and we are just trying to be the first and #1 truly global ride-sharing service, just not only serving our product directly to the customers, and also getting those kind of services globally in our product. And we are willing to be the first choice of any traveler to ride their share. Okay, so the market size is actually a little bit not figured in Turkey, but globally it's said to be 700 million right now. Well, we have a serious market, which is already serious reputation in Europe and US as well. For example, Avis has acquired Zipcar last year, and it's assumed to be a very big market in 2 decades, let's say. So there is already a competition in Europe, like Flink or BlaBlaCar, and there are already 250 services for sharing such rides. Okay, we are planning to win with 2 sides. First, I'd like to mention the corporates. So we would like to release our services as software as a SaaS solution for those corporates who make some airport transfers and taxi companies. And the second, we would like to deliver our solution free for university students and such airport transfer customers. And we have already established some sort of collaboration and partnership with 2 different companies in UK and many companies in other countries like Hungary and Egypt. And we are making it... Finished? Okay. So we are making fun out of it, by the way. Okay, there are some reasons to believe. We are already live in 4 different platforms, web, mobile web, Android and iPhone already. And when we have a look at our first 6 months figures, I mean, we do have a better development rate compared to our biggest competitor, BlaBlaCar, right now. And we have a superior product running on every platform and superior team, which I'm the anti-entrepreneur, and I had 2 different exits from my previous startups already, and a gamer, and UX designer, and a tech guru. Thank you.
I have a question for everyone in the room. Does everyone in the room know what he does? Do you know what this company does? Does anyone know what this company does?
Yes, no?
Yes or no? Yes?
I did at the beginning, then I got lost.
Okay. I'll let you, why don't you jump in?
All right, so there's just too much in your presentation, too much detail. Starting with, when you go on stage, you have to be excited and energetic because that's how your audience is going to respond to you. If you're tired and uninterested, what do you think the audience is going to be, right? Think about that. So you have to put on a show. You have to smile, and if you didn't sleep last night, nobody cares. Make it work. So that's first of all. Why global? Why not Turkey with giant country? First of all.
Well, I mean, there are some limitations, especially for the regulatory things, when we think about ride sharing in Turkey, actually. So we are not allowed to peer-to-peer trading right now because of the legal regulations.
So are you live in Turkey at all?
Yeah, we are live.
In what model? What's the model? How are you getting around this?
Free to use. Like BlaBlaCar is making the same thing in some part of Europe, like in Poland, let's say.
It's free to use.
Yes, now now, yes.
Because it's like a taxi law issue, right?
Sorry?
So you're not competing with taxis. Is that the problem?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And security is another thing, and some sort of insurance things as well. For example, Lyft is supplying some sort of $1 million insurance for every car sharing.
Okay, so do not pitch global at all, because you cannot, even Uber, Lyft, etc., that are well funded, they're focused on US only. There's no way you're going to be #1 global if you're not winning at least one market first. So either solve the problem in Turkey and figure out how to make a business here, or go to another country nearby and become the #1 there and just focus on that country first.
Fine, okay, but
right.
On the contrary, I mean, we have some existence in Philippines and Egypt already. I mean...
so figure out where it's working and go there.
Okay.
And just focus and win that market before you start, because every country is going to be different. You're not going to have, you have 4 people. How are you going to adjust for every single market? It's crazy.
The ambassador model, actually. I mean, like the universities somewhere outside Istanbul, we are applying the same model.
And your distribution model is completely unclear.
Yeah,
that slide about free to use and universities and this, completely unclear.
Also, it's not very clear sort of what kind of traction. You hear this over and over again. So traction for me is an indicator that your business model, or at least some indicator that your business is working. And so you kind of went and said, okay, we're doing all these different things, we're in all these different countries. I'm like, okay, sort of get the problem, but then I'm not sure what you're doing to tackle it. I'm not sure what makes it different. I'm not sure what's working, what isn't working. So you have like no numbers. You just have this list of all these countries. And so it's like, I just wasn't sure what you were doing.
Yeah, a lot of plans, but without numbers.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Okay, how big is that? How are you going to do that? When are you going to do that? Okay. What are you doing now? Where are you doing it?
What partnerships you have? Yeah. Like, are these signed partnerships or people you're talking with? It's not very clear.
There are signed partnerships, yes.
Okay.
Especially
then you should say that, right?
We are not only, I mean, we are not only investing our own solution, but also investing some other solutions in UK, 2 different ones.
So then try to remember, this whole presentation is for you just to stand out and get a meeting, right? The way you're doing it now, you're trying to put too much information in there. You're not trying to. You don't need to tell everybody everything about your business. You need to tell them the right things to get them interested in what you're doing. And the most important thing is it's clear. Who's the customer? What's the problem? Is this a real business right now? Is this a concept? If you have revenue, how much revenue? What's the business model? These things, these basic questions that we're asking you now. We kind of know maybe the first slide at this point after your presentation, and now we're asking you all the other questions that you didn't answer in your presentation.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So you're going to have a long night.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right.